All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to talk about new details coming out for the Terence Crawford, Errol Spence Jr. fight that fell apart, and specifically why Terence Crawford decided to fight David Avancian on Prime Black TV, Black Prime TV. And in short, before I get into it, man, there's a lot of reputations getting ruined out here, man. I mean, I am honestly, man, I'm amazed at this. Let's talk about that in this video. All right, welcome back to the channel. It's your boy Fanon, and in this video, we're going to give you new added details to the drama around Terence Crawford's fight with Frank Warren's fighter, David, I don't want to say his last name because I mispronounce it all the time, and what led to him dropping out of the Errol Spence Jr. negotiations and leaving Errol Spence Jr. hanging high and dry after having negotiated for over 6 months or 5 months. Now, before I get into that, let me welcome you back to the channel. If you are new to the channel, please accept my invitation to hit that subscribe button, hit the bell icon so you can be notified of when we release more videos. If you are a longtime subscriber and supporter, thank you for your continued support. All right. Oh, and let me thank my guy, Keys a 215 for your super chat support. All right, man. So I'm not happy about any of this because I'm a boxing fan. Okay, I'm going to say that first and foremost. I really did want to see the Errol Spence Jr. versus Terence Crawford fight, even though I will tell you that I was an advocate for these guys moving on and doing something else when it seemed like, just too much drama was going on. Now, word came out yesterday from Errol Spence Jr. team that they suspected that Terence Crawford was going to be fighting somebody else, and he was not going to be accepting the fight. And details came in after that he had agreed to a fight with David Avancian. Please forgive me for the mispronunciation. For a fight on December 10th in Omaha, Nebraska, on a application or a platform called Prime Black TV or Black Prime Pay-Per-View. And now that the price for the fight is going to be $40 a ticket or $40 a pay-per-view. Now, there was just a space on YouTube that just got done before I made this video, where Blue Blood Sports TV explained his part in the setting up of that fight with Terence Crawford. Now, I usually don't talk about other YouTube channels, and I'm not doing any of this in any type of way to throw any shade or do anything like that. Congratulations to Blue Blood for showing ingenuity, for taking advantage of his connections and arranging for a partner of his to get one of the biggest names in boxing to fight on their application. That is an excellent job. Hat goes off to him without a doubt, right? Now, as far as what he said about how that took place, I don't want to get into all of the details. However, let me say this. First and foremost, that fight is far from solid in the fact that they have several things that they are looking to get done to set that fight up that are not done yet. For example, they do not have a promoter. They do not have a local promoter where they have come to an agreement with a local licensed boxing promoter in Nebraska to put on that fight. Now, I'm sure that's not going to be a tremendously big hurdle to overcome. However, that particular portion of it is not done. And from listening to the conversation, shout out to Che Jones and how everything worked out, it seems as if that the team from Black Prime had been trying to do an announcement with the fight, and it was going to be either for next, believe it was going to be for next Wednesday. However, before they could actually get everything together, the word had broken, and Errol must have gotten wind of what was going on, And then Errol and his team go to boxing scene and say, look, it seems like these guys are going to jump out of the fight, right? Now, why could that happen? Because obviously, everybody talks to everybody on YouTube. It's not a very, 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 very close, net of people that are subscribers on my channel, subscribers on this channel. That is not going. You're not going to be able to contain that, and that didn't get contained, and the word got out. So they made the announcement more than likely before they had intended to. Now here is my thing. First and foremost, the whole thing to me seems odd. Because you have Terence Crawford getting offered, assuming everything is true about the money, the specific money, a $10 million guarantee to fight on a network, on a platform that nobody really knows about, right? Not really knows about. It does have a pay-per-view mechanism, but you're going to get $10 million for an app that probably isn't worth $6 million. And you're going to do that for a pay-per-view that is doing $40 a pop on pay-per-view. You're not going to cover your costs on that. They are going to, without a doubt, be operating in a loss when you have a $10 million, when you're paying one guy $10 million, and then you have to get an entire undercard set up behind that. And also, they don't have an undercard set for that fight, for that fight card as well. Now, Terence Crawford says that after this fight, then they can revisit the fight with Errol Spence. There is no way in the world, if I am Al Heyman, if I am Terence Crawford, if I'm Errol Spence Jr., or anybody else that has been spending all of that time, Steven Espinoza, if I'm going to spend all of that time seriously trying to make a bout with you, and then you turn around in the 12th hour after we've thought we've come to a complete conclusion, and you go turn around and fight on some other network and don't even tell me about it before it breaks out because the announcement was going to be made on a YouTube channel. This is the height of unprofessionalism. There's no other way to describe that. And honestly, man, it is real bold to say that you are going to, I still want to fight Errol Spence Jr., even though I pulled out of this fight in the 12th hour. Stop. Sorry about that. Dog started going berserk. Even though you pulled out at the 12th hour and went to an organization that has, in a situation that is and I'm not going to get into that particular scenario and what apparently could be behind that, but it's just wild, man. It's not some situation where somebody else is going to go back in there and start negotiations with you all over again. Now, if they wind up doing it, okay, I'll be very, very surprised. But if they don't do it, I'm going to tell you right now, I would not be shocked at all if they said, look, man, Errol, I told you this guy did not want to fight you, because that looks like you didn't want to fight him. If you are willing to go and accept that type of deal on a network where that pay-per-view is not going to turn out to be anything, anything significant, and you're willing to go off in that particular direction, why would they do anything? And now here's the other thing. A lot of the information that was coming out about Errol Spence negotiations were coming out from sources that at the very, very same time were involved with negotiating with him for another fight. So all of that information that came out about zero guarantee, 35% of the net, all of that stuff was given by people that were very familiar and very knowledgeable about the fact that Terence Crawford was already negotiating with somebody else, and they did not provide that information. So Terence Crawford was obviously very, very involved in spreading that information at the same time negotiating for a fight with the same people that were spreading the information. It's just everything about it stinks. But anyway, it is what it is. Good luck to Terence Crawford in that bout. Very unfortunate for boxing fans. We don't actually get to see the fight that we want to see. Good for black, gosh, I forgot the name of it again. The website Black Prime. Congratulations to them. But man, it all sounds real funny to me, man. Anyway, it is what it is. And with that, I'm out. Peace.